So, all right, you've got this script. You think it's great. What's the next? What do you when you start packaging a movie? Well, we'll start with you. What do you start looking for directors? You look cast. Do you think about?
It depends on where you're taking the movie and what level you're taking the movie. If you're doing it yourself and you're raising the money, if it's a small amount of money, then you can start packaging it the way that you want it. If you're taking that project and you're pitching it to investors and they want bigger people in or whatever, then you kind of reserve some of those things to stay open. You don't want to bring necessarily a package in and say, hey, my brother's directing and my sister's going to be starring in it, and we want $5 million, and they say, that's not going to happen. And then you're out the door. Now, if you come in and you've got a good script, and they say, you know what, this is great, I can get so-and-so, but so-and-so wants so-and-so to direct, and that person gets to, and then, you get a $5 million movie, and you kind of have to live with some things. It's all about making some compromises and trying to get the best team that you can, but ultimately, you're not going to get everything you want. We just went and pitched a movie down in Savannah, and we're talking to some investors, and the conversation started like, we really love the title, and that was it. And it was kind of open from there. Wow, we got a lot of stuff to work on, don't we? So, you really have to. We thought we had a great project, and we went in, and they said, we really love the title. Let's make a movie, but we got to change the script. So.
I remember Charlie Band would just make a movie poster and just say, here, write a movie about this.
Right, and that's kind of the way it felt. And then we just started brainstorming, and new ideas came, and we kind of went with it and began writing a new draft, and it changed the script a lot.
Gotcha. So, Phil, what's your development process once you've kind of got the concept and the script in a form? I mean, the script is always being rewritten up till like the picture is locked, but what do you do with it after you've got that script? What's the next step for you?
Well, it comes down to the packaging of it has to make it attractive to people who see it as a commercial property. So they want to see it as a sellable property, a project or property. So for them, it typically can't just hang on the script. The script can be great, but there are a lot of other elements that you need. And in this day and age, if you're going to make your money back, you have to have a name in your movie.
I
agree.
It's
a feature film, you have to have a name. You have to have a name that people are going to know, particularly a younger crowd than I happen to be in right now. So it has to be a face, a name that's going to sell DVDs, right? So you sort of make your wish list. In putting together a package, you make your wish list of talent, but you also start to look at the business angle. Okay. How can this movie be sold? How can it make its money back? And the reason you're so focused on that, as you know,
yes,
is people want to know that there's a chance they'll make their money back. And in this business, when you're raising funds privately, the first thing you have to tell them is, by the way, on page 1, you can lose all of your money. So you want the rest of the package to try to mitigate that and try to show them the potential for how this movie can pay off. So it's kind of this combination of what would make you happy as a producer or as a creative team in terms of casting, in terms of what format you're going to shoot it on, all sorts of considerations, design, production design, getting all that stuff going. Mm-hmm. What's going to make you happy, but what's going to show them that you're doing everything that you can to not lose their money.
No, it's important. So, you've got your script done. What's your next thing?
Well, again, to reiterate what they said, it really depends on the project and and what market you're going into. I think with we in a lot of the shorts that I did, that was certainly on our mind. It was trying to get some name talent, and we got a few name people in there that weren't big names, but they were, they were people that had been on some prominent roles in television, and for us, that was enough to get it into the festivals we needed to get it into, and to get it into the some of the arenas. But if I keep bringing it back to 8 and 5 because I was told I need to,
sell.
Right? No, it really is. I talk about this just because it's such a unique experience to everything else I've done. And like Phil said, on my first feature, I spent all the focus was on raising the money finding, you know, a way to make it sell. Making the movie was so secondary. I mean, it really was. And that experience sort of has always sort of turned me off to that way of doing things, even though it's essential. You have to sort of approach a commercial product that way. And I think why 8 and 5 is such a kind of a refreshing way of working at the moment is we sort of, you know, it's in a market that's still relatively new. The web market, we got in right at a time when it was just taking off, and so people were far more forgiving of not having, you know, big name stars in your work, and you can still get noticed as long as you have a high concept or a unique project. And so we just sort of fell into that sweet spot because we're there at the right time in the right place. Now that's changing. I mean, it's starting to move into just like every other business model where you have to have a, you know, lead or some kind of name or attachment or product attachment to your work. But it's been incredibly refreshing because 8 and 5 has kind of broken all the rules that we've had to do all along. It's a no-budget project. It's completely community-driven. It's all volunteer cast and crew. We have no big names attached to it. And it's people all doing what we love, which is to make films and be able to kind of get it out there into the marketplace.
Yeah, for those who don't know, 8 and 5 started out as a 48-hour film project and did very well, and then it spawned a series.